The newest fusion in the game might be the best fusion ever placed in the game. Might be the best PvE champion ever in the game. Might be the best progression champion in the game. GNUT. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Madcapper and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. I understand you're all gonna throw out a different, no, he's not, so-and-so is. But I'm telling you, the accessibility of this champion, having been a fusion that I got a few days ago, I'm sure most of you have gotten through CVC if you're going for the fusion. So his accessibility through the roof. Even if you didn't get to fuse him because you're a brand new player, you didn't have those resources or what have you happened, maybe you went on vacation, still a affinity champion, right? So a champion that's pulling shards will be easier to get than, say, like an Acrizia, which would be an argument that many people would say, oh no, she's better. But this guy's way more accessible just because he is an affinity champion. So you can get him from Sacred, you can get him from Ancients, you give way more Ancients otherwise. And the fact that he was a fusion, for those of you who did do the fusion, obviously you're going to have him on your account. This guy is next level good. And I will tell you, there are very few champions that you can use in so many different places without changing his build at all. And I'm going to show you all the places I used in this rotation of everything. And in every rotation, this guy just dominates. He dominates to a next level. So let's show you how I have him built out. And then I'll show you video clips of every single place I've used him to this morning. And without changing his build one iota. So let's start with his build. We'll take a look at him. This guy is just GNUT. I know you've already seen videos, but this, I'm telling you, and I'm sure you already know. And so this is just an affirmation moment. But this guy is insane. Now, because I'm using him everywhere, you could put him in Relentless if you were just like, I want to use him in Hydra. I don't think that's necessarily the right answer because he's so good in so many other locations. But I do have him in Lethal set with Perception because we need to satisfy a lot of different check marks. There's one check mark missing. If I were to use him consistently in Hydra, I'd want to also up his resistance, even if that means dropping his defense. It is also important to note that I have notoriously bad defense-based gear. I just don't get good defensive-based gear. So, like, even my top nuking arena, which is obviously a lot slower, just they suffer from not being the same quality of gear as my attack-based gear. And even arguably my HP based gear, but that's okay. Still, at these stats, right? Still top tier. You see that 5k defense, you see that speed at 250, you see 230 crit damage, more on that in a second, and you see his accuracy at 333. The important thing is we're going to be taking him into some areas like the Fire Knight. So you see in the Fire Knight, he is getting more crit damage, more speed, more accuracy there to get over that 350. We're also going to take him into Hydra. And Hydra, where he's going to get more speed, he's going to get more crit damage, he's going to get resistance, accuracy, and ignore defense. So those are the big ones. I don't think I've put anything in anywhere else. But so there you go. And I'm also going to talk about a couple of different areas you could use him if you needed him. Even just for a brief moment, put different gear on him. But I didn't want to change his gear at all, which is why we're not going to take him into those places. And a couple of places I do take him into, he could make it even better if you changed up his gear a little bit. But again, one build to rule them all. So with that said, I'll show you his masteries here. We are going with the Giant Slayer. I was going to say maybe we're not. So I did go here because I wanted to get that accuracy up, but I didn't want to necessarily have to do it through gear. And then we're just doing damage. No, why not? Why not have the skill get either of his A2 or A3? And then, of course, have this Giant Slayer to just do more damage. This guy absolutely slays. What else do we need to know? He's in Lethal and Perception. He's, you know, I even have him a triple defense 5-star. You know, like I'm trying my best. I haven't gotten good rolls on the blessings here. Attack on speed. I think that's HP. Like I just could not get what I wanted, but that's okay. because this guy doesn't need it. He's that good. So let's bring up the first place, and obviously I'm not going to make you watch the entirety of every clip, right? But let's start and let's talk about this in the Hydra. You see, this is the team. It's on Nightmare, and we have, this is my standard team. Usually I usually use my Cupidus Venus tandem for Nightmare Hydra. Instead, I went with this team, and this is the easiest it's ever been. I did semi-auto only because I'm a little bit neurotic, and I like, you know, I'll stop it if I want to use GNUT to kill a particular, you know, those sort of things. But this could be arguably full auto. I might have a couple resets on this one too, I think, only because you want that first standout to be perfect. Like, you want to make sure your Ugo lands all the buffs. And this is a perfect Ugo. There's only the one Force Affinity in the starting lineup. Only one Force Affinity in the entire rotation. So this is arguably the best rotation for Ugo, I believe. Last rotation, this rotation, because last rotation has no Force Affinity in the starting lineup, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so you know, I don't even have my blessed. I didn't even use my blessed Krisk. I didn't use my blessed Duchess for this team. I did use my best Husk and Royal Guard. My Royal Guard, obviously, Cruelty is going to be very helpful in Hydra. And then my Husk here, I don't know why he's using that ability, but he's got a taunt set. So he has his A1 to taunt and his A set. The only setup I did for this was I think I delay Husk by 1 turn so that he will taunt first and then use his A3 or A2, and I lock out his A3. And I force her to make sure that she uses her block buffs, decrease defense first, because she'll go to heal first a lot and it messes up things. But this was, like I said, semi automatic for me. Like, we put it on auto and we just target and away we go. Yeah, see, I think I'm pretty sure I stopped there. Yeah. So I jumped too far. Screw it, let's go. So this is what I mean. Like, look at this. 381, 388 each hit, and he's decreasing defense. And then we get the taunt, and it's just off to the races. I know it's a single target, but it just seems to me... we can probably speed this up a bit. Like, you just see how much damage he does over and over again. Plus, he's got the counterattack. And obviously, the Head of Mischief can steal that. So if you were going to use him in Hydra, just get him some resistance. And then he can't steal that. And if you don't have a Krisk, there's your Mischief target, right? You can absolutely use him as your Mischief target with an increased resistance. And it'll work just fine for you. I feel like that's a pretty big stat. You're going to have to give up a lot of other stats for that. So I didn't go that route, mainly because I use him elsewhere. Keep in mind, it's enemy max HP hit. He is way over capping. If you're using him just here, you could arguably, see here, I'm going in manual a bit. You could arguably just use him in Hydra, and you could drop his crit damage down to like 200 and use that to get your better stats. And that way you can, min-max your team here. But just absolutely dominating. I mean, we're at turn 36. If we zip through and we see where we're at, I'm never in trouble with this team. And, hey, Nightmare's, even now, Nightmare's not an automatic for a team like this. For a team that I had before this team, I guess would be the better way to put it. So there we are. We're just right about there. We're at turn 74. Again, not even min-max. I'm sure I could get that quicker if I was really min-maxing it, right? But we're not even in trouble, right? Turn 118, we get into silly trouble on a bad digest, and it's right here when Krisk goes down. Then we start falling around. But not 71 million, 141 turns. You kind of want to go 150 turns in case you're doing the clan quests. Well, we're 150 turns easy, but you see here it had to need the Head of Mischief. And my 2 AoEs didn't do enough, and I'm not quite sure why that happened, but this is the beginning of the end, obviously, because once I lose Krisk, it loses a lot of things. But there we go. Can we slow that down a bit? So there we go. You see the numbers. 23.3 for GNUT, Royal Guard 26 million, Husk 20 million. Keep in mind, GNUT, his enemy max HP is single target. So for him to be higher than Husk and just behind Royal Guard, that's ridiculous, right? So those three just won the key easy. Just two of them over one key nightmare. And then of course Ugo there for the heals and for the block buffs and for that. I use GNUT on the last rotation. I didn't record it, but my last one, sorry, not last rotation, but last Nightmare Hydra. And I used with Cupid as Venus, worked fine as well. I have a really fun team that I plan to use Cupid as Venus, so it's nice to not put GNUT in that because I have some really fun ideas about how to use their HP burn to go crazy on Brutal. So maybe I'll do a video on that next. Let me know in the comments down below. Would you like to see my special fun time crazy Cupid as Venus HP burn strat using a couple other champions, Artak and Chronum, as well as some support champions, probably I don't know, probably Krisk and Duchess, or maybe not Krisk. Maybe I'll do Duchess and another. I don't really need damage. It's all about the HP burn. So well, I'll think about it. I'll think about what makes sense. But anyway, all the HP burn in the world, all the activation in the world. I might even, hey, let's put in Tomb Drang in there. Let's just put all the HP burn and all the HP burn detonation I have all in one team and have a little fun there. I tried it with Theodore too. It was really fun. But anyway, so there we go. That's our first one. But that's not all. Like, let's take them to the next spot. Where else do I use them? Fire Knight Castle. Now, this is not the world record winning fastest team in the world, but it is a under 4-minute team that works, and it's worked every time. I ran a bunch on it, and I didn't see any fails on it so far, but I mean, that's all anecdotal. I suppose there's a lot of opportunities for it to fail on that second wave. If for some reason I can't kill or clear the second wave as quickly. But you see here, the advantage here is he's also, he's decreasing turn meter, and then when he gets to 0 turn meter, he's freezing them. So then I don't have to worry about them putting the HP burn on. One of them does get it down, but this is just why he is so good in Fire Knight. It isn't just a multi-hitter that messes with turn meter, but it's because it also blocks out these champions, which is a huge deal. The only thing I wish is that you could control the targeting on this, because if we could target Riho with that initial ally attack piece, I would love that. But unfortunately, I don't suspect it'll ever happen. See, that was nice. He auto-targeted Riho, which took away some of her turn meter. That's a big deal. And I think that's what makes, I think this is one of my smoothest of this run. They do get some shots in, but not really a worry. I know that if you have enough stats and if you have enough, maybe it's cold heart stats, then I wouldn't even need to use Valkyrie's shield on this wave. But because it takes long enough that it resets anyway, I use it at the beginning because I don't have the stats that some of the end game whales have, unfortunately. Especially in defense. Like I said, my defensive gear is not what I would like it to be. So there we go. First hit, obviously. Now we're getting all the counterattacks, and we'll follow that up with an ally attack. And then, again, his deal, as we've said a million times, that enemy max HP is so devastating on bosses. Like, it's open now. And if he were even a little bit faster, I think, like, look at how he just took half his health. Just about half his health. Him and one cold heart hit. The cold heart hit was insignificant. Now, this is an unfortunate one. Again, if I could somehow get him boosted up fast enough that he gets another chance with his A1s there, then we'd even be able to do this quicker. But as it turns out, we don't get that opportunity. So we do have to do a couple shield things, and I believe we open the shields here. And is that the last one, or there's one more shield hit? It is a little bit random. My fastest is with this team at 3 minutes 14 seconds. This one's it's gonna be a little bit longer, but still very strong. I've fought back and forth with some of the teams. Oh no, so yeah, so they get, for some reason, the rotation. I'm off on the rotation somewhere here. Not a big deal though, because I'm using Tomb Lord for that decreased attack, and consistently, right? I mean, him, I guess with GNUT there, maybe I don't need that. Maybe I could replace Tomb Lord for another nuker, and that might speed this up. I don't know. If we kind of trying to think of who, maybe a second Cold Heart, if I can keep both Cold Hearts alive, that might be the win. Right, but here's the big deal. It's just he's dead. He's dead, right? 338. I'll take 338 all day long, let me tell you. And I'm going to still play around with this, see if maybe that Tomb Lord isn't needed, because he's got the decreased attack on the, he doesn't have a decreased speed. So we'll think about that. Let me know in the comments down below, who could I replace with Tomb Lord to speed this up? Don't tell me Mullet Reaver's team. I've seen Mullet Reaver's team. As you can see, I only have a 1-star blessed Cold Heart. So I don't have the, I only have, you see, there's only 2 blessed if I remove Cold Heart, or especially if I move Tomb Lord. So I don't have enough of the procs of whatever it is that you need. I can't remember. Not Lightning Cage, the other one. So for the extra hits, which is unfortunate, but you know, maybe I'll get a 6-star Cold Heart and then we'll talk about it. But there you go. There's the Fire Knight's castle. But wait, there's more. Spider 10. Absolutely, why not? Now, Spider 10, if I were to change his gear up and tune this a little better, it's actually would speed it up to half the time. But I'm not going to, because I don't care enough, because I've already got 75,000 points on it. So what do I care? He should go before Trunda is the first thing. So again, I have to do a second round of this instead of just 1 round, but that's fine. Chimer's going to reset, and then we're just going to kill him. This is even safer than the Septimus one because of how much more damage. He doesn't need to go a second time, right? So we've, you know, this, I don't know what that 9-turn 23-second was by some magic, but again, easy 10 turn, 100% win rate. Just simple. But wait, there's more. Now, I didn't use him in Ice Golem because Ice Golem has a whole different world that I just don't want to deal with. I'm sure I could, but I have a team that I specifically use with Chronum in there, and I don't think he would fit that team. So I would have to redo the whole team, and then it would be slower in the waves. So whatever. If you want to use him in Ice Golem, I'm sure he could be coaxed into being used there. And Dragon, I don't use him because I have a double Theodore team. It's like 29 to 41 seconds with Stultus. So I'm not going to change that team either. Again, he does so much damage that if you needed that boss level damage, absolutely bring him in. But the next one is the stage 24 of the Grove, the Shogun's Grove of Crappery. And this team is silly. We built this team on Saturday's stream, I think. Thank you to my streamers to help me with this. I think actually Mullet Reaver stopped by for that one. I'm streaming on YouTube now, so if you do watch my streams and you're like, where are you? That's where. 18-second team, 19-second that time. 15's the best. You know, easy team. I have seen it fail. It's got like a 98% win or 99% win rate. So it's one of those things where I guess everything has to go poorly. He has to get multiple crit hits, and I have to have multiple other things go wrong. But easy team here, easy win. And then, but wait, that's not all. What? Like, this is crazy. I didn't even prep this. These are all first runs, and we're gonna go up to this. Now, I think I had to rebuilt this team. I did have to do this one time because I was missing gear and I didn't realize it. Yeah, so I did have to redo it. I was missing gear, so the team failed right away. But we'll get past here. This is the hardest part of it, right? But then this team I really love because Drexthar and Drang just feed off each other, and it just makes it so fast. But watch when he gets to hit. Watch when he gets to use his A3. I think he's already used it once, But it's crazy. Oh, the freezes. I mean, I could have bring in Rio here, right? Because that's like, look how many times I'm messing with him. Who cares? You know, Ethos dies. Who cares? There we get some heals back. And I think it's here. Yes, there it is. Boom, boom, boom. 1.4 million he's hitting. Yeah, no big deal. Just hitting for 1.4. Just an easy 1.4 million hit. I've obviously stolen some gear somewhere because I feel like Drang normally handles not getting frozen. Same with Drexthar, so maybe we've stolen some gears. Now we do worry about the fact that, oh my god, he doesn't have an HP burn on it. But I typically can't kill him until I put an HP burn on. Like, that's an ally attack. I guess Drang could probably theoretically cause that issue. But there we go. Easy put on. My best time. No big deal. Just my best time. 63 turns. 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Let's see what that is on the clan. I'm sure that there's like 12 turn teams out there with the whales. But let's take a look. Let's say Doom Tower. Let's go up to here. What are the best teams? Again, no big deal. Just 20 turns better. Global rankings. I bet you he's in there with the Krizia because when in doubt, just power through with, or just spend a lot of money. Are these all the poison teams? Yeah, see, these are all the old faithful teams, so a lot of people haven't gone in here and redone it, but I bet you, I mean, if you put a reset, you had a Krizia, you had him, and just something and a couple of wave clearers, maybe you use Seer to get through the waves quicker. You could probably put together. I don't have a Krizia, so I can't try. These are all the Calvalax teams, Poison Explosion teams. But I am confident you probably could absolutely crush it with that. Okay, so let's go to the next the next one, because why not? That was top tier. Now let's go to the top. This is the team I normally use. Now I think I also had to switch this one briefly. Oh, because so I was doing a cheeky little thing where I would let her HP burn and then he would steal it to keep him alive. But we don't even need that anymore. We don't even need it anymore. Oh, I don't need to do a new team here. I just changed this team. So this is the team I used to use on top hard level, right? I would use Harima, especially not so much on this one, this one or the Force Affinity, but we don't need it. And yeah, you're thinking, yeah, but he's weak affinity, Capper. Why would you use him when he's weak affinity? Well, because it doesn't. Because he's good. That's how good he is. Right, we grabbed the wrong timer. So all we want to do is just get up here, and again, how fast this would depend on his luck on his weak hits, right? So we'll count him here, see how many weak hits he gets. 1, 2, 3. He gets 1 out of, it looks like 2 out of the 3 weak hits on that run, because 30% equals 66% chance in Plarium World. There he got, it looked like he got 1 weak hit there, maybe 2 again, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This guy's it scares me how good he is. And there he is again. Boom. He got another weak hit. Doesn't matter. No big deal. Just the best time I've ran. Now let's find out where that stands. Again, no prep time. I'm not trying to create any records. My point here is to show you how effortlessly this guy just destroys. Now look at this. We're looking at double Akrizia. Akrizia with double Akrizia and Turvold, right? Double Akrizia. There's a team. There you go. See, Legacy already knows how quickly he can crush this team. So I don't know why I was taking so long. I'm awful compared to Legacy, apparently. Well done, my friend. Oh, I bet you it's anyway, whatever. So there we go. So let's go to the next one because we're not done yet. All right, footage didn't work, and I actually kind of played around a little bit to make it even more efficient. So here's this team with him. Again, didn't change his gear or anything at all. Let's run it. I did play around with how to best get his stats back on there. A second Yumiko would be nice. But the best way was, because of the AoEs and the other champions, was to bring in a renegade. So here we clear the waves pretty quickly, and then it's just how many times can we get him to use his ability, right? So boom, first time we use, nice big hits. Thank you. And then we reset. So now, because she's only a 2-turn reset, there's a 1 turn in the middle where we gotta hit there. So that's fine, right? She's now, but great that she's putting that hex out, which means we're gonna kick out. Also, now we have the decreased defense and weaken, so that hit's gonna be even more, and that's a big deal. If we could somehow survive the initial poisons incoming, I could even make it so that we'd have that. Ooh, yeah, you keep going, bruh. Okay, and then boom, 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 dead. 32 turn, 27 turn, 101, even better than my first run testing this team out. Again, it's just he just makes every team better, right? 27. Now there's a what? Geez, that's an interesting team legacy. God, legacy is God. He's next level brains is what I'm talking about here. 26 turns here. You've got the block damage. I'm not using block damage. I'm just bringing it in there. I don't have a Crizia. So again, the top teams. I'm not saying top teams. Obviously, we got some top teams do some crazy stuff here, but we're not going for that. We're just showing you that you can insert them to every team. Just make it easier. Make it better. And so there's the whole team. There's all the teams. So there you have it. I don't know what else to say. This guy, is he the best PvE champion in the game now? I think the argument could be made when you include accessibility. He's a fusion champion. He's a non-void affinity champion. You know, a Crizia is great, but man, this guy does other things that a Crizia doesn't quite do, and he is so much easier to get that I could argue that he's certainly. Is he better than Brogni overall for account progression? I mean, it's arguable, right? They both do different things, but I would say I didn't use them in Clan Boss. Absolutely, you can use them in Clan Boss. I didn't do that video. And you know, there's a couple other areas you could even use them if you wanted to swap out gear. I didn't want to swap out gear, but I just think this is the best thing to happen for Fusion, certainly in the game, and arguably for PvE in the game. So that's my thoughts. What are yours? Leave them in the comments down below. And of course, I want to thank you for getting this far to the end of the video. If you did, then obviously, if you aren't already, please like, subscribe, and notify. And consider joining the channel. Joining the channel for as little as $2 helps me so that I can build these videos out for you. And it helps support the channel that does cost money to kind of build these champions out and do everything. So I would deeply appreciate if you took the time, though absolutely not needed. Just you watching this video helps me out immensely. So thank you for that. And most importantly, of course, as always, please be kind, be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.